high energy costs are hitting consumers and small businesses hard, leaving many Americans asking, why? While the cost of gasoline depends on several factors, the price of crude oil is the most significant, and the price of crude is largely determined by supply and demand. In 2020, President Biden campaigned on ending the U.S. energy industry, causing many companies to slow development of their domestic reserves. That same year, COVID-19 drove global demand down considerably. Now as demand bounces back, global energy supply has struggled to keep up. But instead of proposing solutions that can fix high prices, some in Washington have decided to point the finger at U.S. energy companies. It's true that these companies are currently profitable, but this follows pandemic-era losses that totaled billions of dollars and even caused some companies to go bankrupt. In fact, U.S. energy companies are still among the least profitable by comparison. Even now with high oil prices, forecasts still predict their profits will average well below sectors like big tech and pharmaceuticals. The U.S. energy sector supports millions of American small businesses, and their companies are among the most widely owned in the world. The fact is, if you have a 401k, pension, or index fund, you most likely own a part of U.S. energy companies and benefit from their profitability. Nevertheless, politicians are calling for a tax hike that would punish U.S. energy and raise costs on small businesses. Small businesses that dominate the energy sector and drive innovation would be directly harmed, as will their employees and local economies. The U.S. has actually implemented a policy like this before. In 1980, President Carter passed a windfall profit tax, but it only resulted in lower domestic production and more energy imports. Punitive tax measures on U.S. energy will not address the problems plaguing our energy market. Instead, this policy will lead to less domestic production and raise the cost of gasoline and electricity even more. President Biden and members of Congress need to stop blaming the companies that sustain our economy and reconsider punitive energy policies. Small businesses need policies that encourage responsible domestic energy production, not just for today, but for the long term.